What up, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. This time I'm going to do a tutorial on how I actually look up players, right? All right, so today we have Xavier Mckinney. And, the first thing that I like to do is go to CBS Sports and actually look up the prospects because they have him by order of position. You can break it down however you want to. So we found them here. And the next thing that I do is I looked up the draft profile to see exactly what it is that the measurables. So he's 6 feet, 201 pounds. He has a 6.38 grade where you can actually look up that on NFL.com. But here's his measurables right here. Okay, so that leads me to my next part where, I looked him up and look up the highlights. This will let me know whether or not he's the type of guy that I think could fit into what the Cowboys need. And so I look up the highlights, and that's how you can do it right there. Next thing I do is if the highlights pop out at me, I like to look at game tape, and there's people out there that do chopped up videos versus certain teams. And so you're going to see one of the chopped up videos that I have right here. It's going to be him, and he's going to be against Auburn. But what I'm going to do is we're going to go through the highlights first, and then I'll go through the chopped up version. The thing that stands out to me is that he's a guy that can make plays in the box. So he's a guy that you can actually send on pressure right there. You see he's actually knocking the ball out of Burrow's hands right there. You're going to see a guy that can cover the hash very well. He's a guy that talks a lot as far as communicates with everybody else in the secondary. He's a guy that can actually he has a nose for the football a little bit. And actually right there, you see the ball actually falls into his lap after a deflection. And that's something that the Cowboys have been missing for quite a long time at the safety position. If you look at it, the Cowboys really have not really invested much there. So this is a guy right there, as you can see, he's coming up playing on the hash, and then he comes up and he makes a play on the running back right there, knocks the ball free. See, this is one thing that I really like about him opposed to the other safeties in this draft, is that in run support, he's going to be somebody that can help you. Now, we just signed Clinton Dix, a guy that can play center field for you and can cover tight ends. And so he could be a perfect complement to him for somebody that can play the hash, somebody that can play up in the box, who could be interchangeable in certain situations. Here you see him come off the edge and make a play right there as I talked about previously. Here you go. You're going to see the same play from a different angle. There he is, makes a play on the quarterback. And so here you're going to see him, I believe it probably was cover 2 man. He's playing over the top, off the hash, deep half, comes up, makes a play in the end zone, doesn't come out, kneels on it. And I mean, ultimately, that's something that we could definitely use, somebody that could play the hash, play their side. If we do play cover 2 man, or we play cover 2 pretty well, somebody that can, cover a deep half of the field. That's something that safeties don't really have. And you see right there, they use him to come up on pressure. They run a stunt. He comes up under on a blitz, and, he causes the quarterback to throw it out. And then here you're going to see him block a kick to show that he has that type of ability. So now we're going to see him versus Alabama. So we're going to break down chopped clips of game film and not just highlights. And see right here, you're going to see Auburn's going to run a crossing route. I want you to pay attention to him at the top of the screen, and he comes flat down the line at a great angle. One thing you want to pay attention to is his angles. He's very good at that. Right here, he's playing run support. I think he's a Rob. But pay attention to this next play, because they're going to run they're going to run a motion across, fake handoff. Nix is going to keep it. Watch the angle he comes up in at run support. He's very good at his angles. All right, so here they're in a dime, nickel, or whatever, but he's playing the backer, and he has hook the curl, and that's his responsibility. But that's something that could be great if the Cowboys could run nickel, dime, or whatever. He could be a linebacker that helps us to our advantage in coverage. There he is in run support, coming up at a great angle. Here he is playing the hash again. Now he's going to take away that wheel route there, and that was their first read, and Nix has to come to the other side. So that's one thing that you have with him here. He's coming in motion. He has his responsibility. It looks like they have some type of a mixed coverage right there. And, they take away that side where Nix has to roll away and go back to the right side. Here he is again on the right side. He's reading his responsibility, which was the motion guy. Although he doesn't make the play right there, you see the communication, and he knows exactly where to be. So, again, on the hash on the left-hand side, comes up in a great angle to help with the run support right there. But that's all I got, guys. Thank you for stopping by, and hopefully you got something out of this little tutorial that I was able to put together. Hopefully, if you were asking the question of how you can break guys down, this helps you there, and hopefully you guys can throw me a couple more names of people that you think that we could possibly get in this draft. Just getting started, so the content will continue to come. I'm not going to the draft this year, but I mean, nobody's really going to the draft this year, but what we can do is I'll continue to keep breaking players down. We'll keep the content going. The draft must go on. All right, guys. Peace.